Every second that passes is gone forever. Right now, as you watch this, your life is slipping away, grain by grain, like sand through an hourglass. The brutal truth? Most people will spend their lives scrolling, complaining, and waiting for the right moment to finally start living. But that moment never comes. The Stoics knew this thousands of years ago, and they left behind wisdom so sharp it cuts through every excuse. If you feel stuck, unmotivated, or like your days are disappearing without meaning, then what you're about to hear could shake you awake. Because the reality is this: no one's coming to save you. Either you master your time, or time masters you. Today, we're diving into 7 brutal Stoic truths. Not soft advice, not motivational fluff, but hard lessons from ancient philosophy that force you to stop wasting your life and finally build something meaningful. These truths may sting, they may even offend, but if you can internalize them, you'll never look at your time or your life the same way again. Truth number 1. Time is your most precious asset, and you're spending it like a fool. Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." The harshest truth the Stoics hammer into our minds is this: time is the only currency you can't earn back. You can lose money and make it again. You can lose status and rebuild it. But the minutes you waste scrolling, gossiping, or putting off your goals, those are gone forever. Think about how casually most people treat their days. They act like they'll live twice, like they can afford to spend years in distractions, meaningless conversations, or chasing validation from others. But life isn't a rehearsal, it's the actual performance. Right now, every wasted hour is a piece of your future stolen by your own hands. The Stoics believed in memento mori, remembering death, not to depress you, but to sharpen your focus. Because when you're conscious that your time is limited, suddenly the excuses fall away. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop tolerating toxic habits, and you start living deliberately. Here's the brutal reality: if you don't control your time, someone else will. Your boss, your phone, your laziness, they'll all consume your life until there's nothing left. But if you treat every day as an investment, if you guard your time like treasure, you can build something lasting. A stronger body, a sharper mind, a meaningful life. The question is, how much of your time have you already wasted? And how much more are you willing to throw away before you finally wake up? Truth number 2. Comfort is slowly killing you. One of the most brutal Stoic truths is that comfort, the thing we chase the most, is actually the slowest poison to our lives. The Stoics believe that when life becomes too easy, when every need is instantly satisfied, and when every struggle is avoided, the soul begins to decay. Think about it. We live in an age where almost everything is one click away. Food, entertainment, distractions, even validation, delivered instantly. But what has this really given us? Weakness, a lack of discipline, a hollow sense of living. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." And the truth is, when we live in constant comfort, we never really begin to live at all. Look at history's greatest men. Did they grow strong through comfort? Did warriors, philosophers, inventors, or leaders become who they were by taking the easy path? Never. They chose discomfort deliberately. Seneca practiced poverty to remind himself that luxury was unnecessary. Epictetus, born a slave, embraced hardship as his greatest teacher. They knew that struggle wasn't something to run from. It was the gym for the soul. And yet today, most people avoid the very things that would make them strong. Waking up early, working hard when tired, pushing their bodies, disciplining their minds. Instead, they drown in comfort, scrolling, snacking, sleeping through their potential. The Stoic truth is harsh but freeing. If you want to build a meaningful life, you must abandon the worship of comfort. Replace it with challenge. Seek difficulty on purpose. Take the cold shower. Start the hard conversation. Train your body. Push your limits. Because every time you choose discomfort, you are forging yourself into something stronger, more resilient, and more alive. Comfort kills. Discomfort builds. The choice is yours. Truth number 3. You control less than you think. One of the harshest yet most liberating truths of Stoicism is this. Almost everything in life is beyond your control. You don't control what people think of you, the economy, the weather, or even your own body in the long run. What you do control is painfully small. Your actions, your mindset, your choices. At first, this realization feels limiting. It feels like the world is pulling the strings while you just dance along. But once you accept it, you discover a freedom that most people will never taste. Think about how much time we waste trying to bend reality to our will. Trying to make people like us, trying to avoid every failure, trying to live without discomfort. This obsession with control breeds frustration, anxiety, and procrastination. We wait for the perfect moment that never comes. Marcus Aurelius put it simply, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Instead of drowning in what you can't change, Stoics redirect their energy to what is always in their hands. Their effort, discipline, and character. When you stop wasting energy on the uncontrollable, you unlock immense clarity. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what can I do with this? You stop fighting battles that can't be won and start mastering the only territory you'll ever truly own, yourself. That's where time stops being wasted and starts being invested. The brutal truth is you'll never control life, but you can always control the way you show up to it. And once you master that, you stop being a victim of circumstances and become the architect of your own strength. Truth number 4. Comfort is your biggest enemy. Modern life has made comfort so easy to access that most people treat it like oxygen, something they can't live without. Soft beds, endless entertainment, food at the click of a button, climate-controlled rooms. It feels like comfort is the prize of civilization. But here's the brutal truth. The more comfort you indulge in, the weaker you become. The Stoics understood this long before modern psychology confirmed it. Seneca warned against living in constant luxury because it makes you fragile. If your body and mind never face resistance, the smallest difficulty will break you. Think about it. People panic when the Wi-Fi goes down, when the AC stops working, or when they miss a meal by a few hours. These aren't real problems. They're symptoms of a life lived too softly. Comfort lulls you into complacency, and complacency kills growth. The human spirit doesn't thrive in ease. It sharpens itself in challenge. Just like muscles grow through resistance, your character grows through discomfort. A man who trains himself to embrace discomfort, to take cold showers, to wake up early, to endure criticism without breaking, is a man who becomes unshakable in a world that constantly tests him. The irony is that chasing comfort makes you restless. You never feel satisfied because comfort doesn't build pride. It only feeds addiction. But overcoming hardship, even in small doses, brings deep peace. The Stoic approach is to use comfort when it serves you, but never become its slave. Train yourself to need less, and suddenly you become invincible. The one who can sleep on the floor doesn't fear losing his bed. The one who can fast doesn't panic when food runs out. True strength is forged where most men refuse to go, in the territory of discomfort. Truth number 5. Not everyone deserves your respect. One of the hardest lessons in life is realizing that respect is not a right. It's something earned. Most people confuse basic politeness with respect. The Stoics drew a clear line. You can be civil to everyone, But true respect must be reserved for those who live with integrity, discipline, and virtue. If you give your respect too easily, you cheapen its value. You allow manipulators, liars, and weak men to stand on the same ground as those who have truly built themselves. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that he would meet people who are arrogant, selfish, dishonest, or foolish. His answer wasn't to hate them, but neither was it to honor them. He treated them with reason, not reverence. And that's the difference. Respect is currency. Give it only to those who have proven they can hold it. The man who respects everyone equally is like the man who trusts everyone blindly. Both end up being controlled. Here's the dangerous trap. Society pushes you to respect everyone's opinion, no matter how shallow, uninformed, or destructive it may be. But the Stoic refuses this lie. You don't need to lower your standards just to appear kind. You don't need to admire people who chase comfort, vanity, or vice. Instead, choose carefully whom you allow into your circle of influence. Respect the disciplined, the wise, the resilient, and you'll naturally rise toward their level. Remember, showing respect to those who don't deserve it is the fastest way to lose respect for yourself. A man who lives by Stoic truth carries his head high, not because he thinks he's better than others, but because he refuses to bow to those who live beneath their own potential. Truth number 6, your feelings are not facts. This is one of the most liberating yet brutal truths the Stoics understood. Just because you feel something does not make it real. Anger doesn't prove you've been wronged. Fear doesn't prove you're in danger. Sadness doesn't prove life is hopeless. These are interpretations, not reality. The Stoics taught that your mind has the ultimate power to decide what something means. Epictetus put it sharply. It's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. Modern people fall into the trap of worshiping their emotions. I feel it, so it must be true. But this mindset makes you weak, reactive, and easily manipulated. Advertisers prey on it. Politicians prey on it. Even the people closest to you can control you if you mistake emotions for truth. Think of it this way. Your feelings are like weather. They change constantly. One moment it's a storm, the next it's sunshine. If you build your identity on them, you'll never have stability. A Stoic doesn't suppress emotions. He observes them. He says, I feel anger, but is there evidence that I was truly harmed? Or, I feel fear, but is the threat real, or only in my imagination? This pause creates strength. It separates you from being a slave to your reactions. Here's the harsh reality. If you let your feelings dictate your decisions, you will destroy opportunities, relationships, and even your future. But if you master the discipline of testing your feelings against reason, you gain control others will never know. That's why the Stoic man is calm in chaos, steady in crisis, and unshaken by insult. He knows that feelings are not facts, they are signals. And a wise man doesn't worship signals. He reads them, learns from them, and then acts according to reason, not impulse. Truth number 7. Your legacy is built in the present moment. Most people live as if life is a dress rehearsal, endlessly waiting for the real show to begin. They waste years thinking, one day, I'll start my business. One day, I'll get in shape. One day, I'll write that book or pursue that passion. But here's the harsh Stoic truth. There is no one day. There's only now. Every moment you let slip is a brick removed from the house of your legacy. You may believe your future is where greatness lies, but the Stoics knew the future is nothing but a fantasy built from the choices you make in this very second. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This isn't meant to depress you. It's meant to awaken you. If you truly understood that your time is limited, would you really spend another hour scrolling, arguing, or procrastinating? Or would you finally pick up the work that matters and pour your energy into it with fire and focus? Your legacy isn't something you write at the end of your life. It's carved into reality with each small, daily action. Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." And he was right. We waste it by thinking greatness requires grand moments, when in truth, it requires consistent ones. The way you carry yourself in this moment, how you treat people today, the discipline you choose or reject right now. That is the story others will tell about you long after you're gone. The brutal reality is this: no one will remember your excuses, but they will remember your actions. Your distractions will vanish, but your contributions will last. Every day you wake up, you are laying a brick. Will that brick be wasted on comfort and laziness? Or will it be a part of the fortress of a meaningful life? Stop waiting for the perfect time to begin. The Stoics remind us there is no perfect time, only now. If you want to build strength, start today. If you want wisdom, study today. If you want peace, practice it today. Happiness, purpose, and fulfillment aren't waiting at some finish line years ahead. They are created by the effort you give this very moment. So, when you ask yourself, what will my legacy be? Don't look to the future. Look at what you're doing right now, because every moment you're answering that question. Whether you realize it or not, your life is not happening tomorrow, it's happening today. And if you want to build a life worth remembering, you can't waste another second.